The sniper spotted a landmine on the ground but pretended not to see it and walked right past. However, the officer behind him didn't know and stepped on the mine. Seeing the pressure-triggered mine under his feet, the officer kept begging the sniper to help him. But unexpectedly, the sniper took out his pistol, coldly threatened the officer not to move, and then slowly walked away. The reason the sniper acted this way was because he planned to hunt down the target alone, so he could take all the credit and be the only hero. Meanwhile, the target had been surrounded by a large number of armed personnel. To save his life, he desperately tried to escape, but because he was unfamiliar with the terrain, he accidentally fell into a swamp. When the armed personnel caught up, they didn't notice him in the swamp, allowing him to escape unharmed. The man struggled to climb out of the swamp and found a hidden spot on a cliff to spend the night. The next morning, the man continued his journey to the extraction point. As he passed an abandoned factory, he noticed the road was filled with carefully placed booby traps. The armed personnel finally caught up, and he had to carefully avoid the traps to continue escaping. The enemy immediately opened fire, but unfortunately, a bullet triggered one of the traps, causing a series of explosions. Luckily, the man managed to run out of the blast zone. By the time the sniper arrived at the extraction point, the man had already contacted headquarters. However, the captain ordered him to run another 5 kilometers. Reluctantly, the man continued on. At the same time, the armed personnel still hadn't caught the target, so they falsely reported on the news that they had killed 2 pilots who had violated the no-fly zone, trying to confuse the enemy. The military commander fell for it, and to avoid conflict, he cancelled the rescue operation and ordered the helicopters to return. Just as the man reached the extraction point, he saw the helicopter turn around and fly away. He quickly fired his gun into the air, hoping to signal for help, but the helicopter didn't stop. Desperate, he noticed a sculpture on top of a distant mountain and suddenly realized it was the crash site from when he had parachuted. He climbed up the mountain, found the ejector seat, and successfully repaired the locator transmitter. The captain, realizing the man was still alive, decided to ignore the commander's order and personally led a rescue team. Meanwhile, the sniper chasing the man arrived. He looked through his scope but couldn't see the man, so he approached to check. Unexpectedly, this was a trap set by the navigator. The man suddenly emerged from the snow, fired several shots, and killed the sniper. However, the gunfire alerted the enemy's main force, and tanks and armored vehicles started firing at him. In the critical moment, the captain's rescue arrived. The helicopter's powerful air support suppressed the enemy forces. The man leaped into the air, grabbed the rescue team's arm, and successfully escaped. However, the captain violated military regulations by going against the commander's orders to personally rescue the man, and as a result, he lost his position as fleet commander.